Happy Thursday. Welcome to the NBA Prop Show presented by LineStar. Your top 3 NBA player prop bets for today that are available on all of our partner apps like Chalkboard, Underdog, Sleeper, wherever you place your bets. Alongside me is Tyler Wiemann breaking down all things prop bets, and check out his DFS content as well. I'm Shannon Sommerville. We're going to dive into these prop bets for today. Smaller slate for today, just 5 games on the main slate if you guys are rocking with some DFS action. But from a prop betting perspective, still some ones that we like for today. And first things first, let's recap yesterday before we dive into tonight's action. We were 2-1 on yesterday's show. Unfortunately, RJ Barrett just did not want to hit that second 3 for us, unfortunately. And unfortunately, fortunately, the other picks hit. Nick Claxton delivered and Jalen Williams did as well. Now, the pick that we used on our entry yesterday in our daily contest was that RJ Barrett pick. So we get to give out a winner today. $20 is heading to Ant Clay 0189, an OG LineStar sub. Congrats, Ant Clay, on your victory, and a nice little comment there. LineStar with the celebration. You can celebrate your winnings. Take yourself out to lunch on us or reinvest it into some of our partner apps like Chalkboard, for example, which leads me to my featured promo offer of the day, Chalkboard. Check it out if you haven't already. Use promo code LineStar and you'll get up to $100 of your first deposit matched. And for our contest today, that is the app that I will be using. I've really liked it, Tyler. I downloaded it a couple days ago, and it's really easy. I like their design. It's been awesome to use, so I highly recommend it. And for today's contest, if you sign up, new users will get a nice promo pick. So we're going to give you one pick to pair with that. And if that entry, for some reason, doesn't cash, we will give out $20 just like we did today. So to enter into that, just like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. You're in it to win it. And if you've got any locks for us, let us know in the comments. We're all here to help each other out and beat the books. So let's see if we can't get after it on this Thirsty Thursday and win ourselves some nice beverage money. All right, Tyler, I'll be honest. The first place that I looked when I saw the slate of games we had tonight was, of course, whoever is facing the Washington Wizards. And in this case, it was the Lakers. And so I was looking more towards like, are we going to go with a LeBron pick? Especially I saw Anthony Davis was out in this one. But actually, I feel like the lines are a little bit high. However, there was one player that stood out to me, and that was Max Christie, over 5.5 rebounds. And I saw that LineStar's projection likes the over as well. 7.1 is our projection on our app, and he's been over this for the last 5 games, averaging about 5.3 rebounds and assists in the month of January. Now, the last time he faced Washington, he had 6 rebounds and assists, but that was with AD, LeBron, DFS, and Gabe Vincent all in the lineup. Now, tonight we know AD is out. The latter 3 are all listed as questionable right now. So this could be a good spot here. Anytime you're facing Washington, this is a top matchup for guards in terms of that assist number. It's actually the second best tonight in terms of rebounds. So Christie tonight, what do you think?
Yeah, he's definitely in a good spot here. I think without AD, he likely gets a couple more minutes, even though they're not the same position. It's
right.
Minutes can only go so many places. And I know Hayes is obviously getting the big uptick in minutes here, but Christie could get, a couple more also. Without AD, he's averaging 5 rebounds per 100 and 2 assists per 100. Without, he goes up to 5.4 and 3.6 per 100. So, together that's 9 rebounds and assists per 100 without AD, and we only need 6 here. So it's in a good spot when a guy is going to play 30 plus minutes.
Yeah, you mentioned Jackson Hayes, and that was one spot I was looking, but his rebounds line right now is over 7 right now, which I thought was just a little bit too high for me to bite on. So I think with Christie here, this is, backed up by the stats and stuff. It's a little bit easier of a line to swallow than some of those ones for Hayes and LeBron tonight. So that might be the way to play it. This is the one that we're going to use on our entry on Chalkboard. So we're going to pair this with the promo there. And if we get our entry wrong, we'll give out $20 tomorrow. So it's a win-win situation for you. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below to enter into that. All right, let's move along to our next prop bet of the day. We're going Onyeka Okongwu over 12.5 point. The Atlanta big man, LineStar is projecting 15.6 points tonight. In fact, he's averaging just under 12 per game in the month of January. He's been over that 12.5 mark 6 of the last 10 games. Big factor here is Atlanta is without Clint Capella tonight. And going up against Cleveland. This is a tough matchup anytime you're going up against that Cleveland Cavs defense. They are 4th in points, specifically to centers. Tyler, my guess is he gets a nice boost here with Capella not playing tonight. What's the scenario here?
Yeah, I mean, he's barely ever on the court with Capella, but what he gets is probably a couple more minutes. He's been playing 28 minutes with Capella there as a starter. He could see, 30, 32 minutes. And I mean, in January, he's averaging 11.9 points. The centers versus Cavs averaging 13.7 versus them. It's a decent spot. And as a starter, he's already averaging 12.5. So I like the spot. And I think just the line's a little bit too low for the usage that he's seen.
All right, from one big man to another, let's go to the Utah Jazz and Walker Kessler over 9.5 points. LineStar's projection here is 14, so some good edge here according to our models. And Kessler's averaging 13.4 in the month of January and going up against Minnesota. Now, they're 5th in points to centers. What do you like about Kessler's matchup for tonight?
So it is a little bit of a tough matchup versus Minnesota, but it is a positive field goal attempts matchup, meaning centers are shooting more versus Minnesota. And that's obviously a good situation when you consider, a center and Walker Kessler down there who's averaging more points in home games, more points in losses, and averaging 13.4 this month, like you said. So definitely like the spot for Kessler, who's back in action after missing only 2 games, and it was a shoulder injury. So I don't expect that to limit how many minutes he's going to play.
All right. So those are the 3 we're rolling with today. If you've got any other locks for us, let us know in the comments. Remember, that comment will enter you into our contest. Today, we are rolling with Max Christie over 5.5 rebounds and assists, and pairing that with the promo they give us on Chalkboard today. And we're just sending it. Hopefully you guys tail us and then we cash and, no money to give out, but you'll be, up whatever you place your wager on Chalkboard. But if we get it wrong, we'll give you $20 to a randomly selected commentator just like we did today. Again, congrats to Aunt Clay on your win today. Just giving people money on the show here. Hopefully, if you haven't already, check out Tyler's DFS breakdown. And we're going to have some looking at the Super Bowl, which apparently a lot of people don't want to talk about the Super Bowl because apparently nobody likes the Eagles or the Chiefs. What's your thoughts, Tyler?
I mean,
I saw a meme the other day that was like, you remember that scene in Batman when the field at, I think it was Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, collapses behind Heinz Ward as he's running. I think that's who it was. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyways, everyone was like, we think, this is how we feel about the Super Bowl game with both opponents here. But I think it'll be an interesting game. It's a rematch of 2 years ago. So, you know what? I'm a Jets fan, so I got no dog in this fight.
I do think it's going to be an interesting game. And it's, pretty much the teams that have been the 2 best all year. So, fitting matchup. But yeah, overall, I feel like the Super Bowl gets overhyped as a game a little bit. But it does mean everything. So.
Do you think Jason Kelsey is secretly rooting for the all-out Eagles, or is he going to root for his brother? That's the question. I saw him talk about it. He gave a political answer in my opinion
on their podcast about it, where he's like, I'm rooting for you, Travis.
Go team.
Yeah. He's kind of just saying he's rooting for Travis himself, but then all in on the Eagles.
Okay, so said it without saying it. All right.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to say that he's not rooting for Travis because he always wants his brother to do well. Yeah. But
he wants invited to Thanksgiving dinner with Taylor Swift. Let's just be honest. He has got to stay on the good graces of his brother, and they've got a nice podcast together that I'm sure makes them a few dollars here and there. So keeping things friendly in the family. Like to see it. All right. Check out our NFL props, and we'll also be breaking things down a little bit more in the terms of the props, and then we'll have touchdown calls like we always do for all the games. So make sure you guys are tuned into the LineStar YouTube channel. Best of luck to you guys today in your NBA props action. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.